So we're here in the African American Museum on the WKU campus, and when I walked in, one of the first pictures on the wall that I went to was you as homecoming queen at WKU, which people would say, okay, so she was homecoming queen, why does that need to be in a museum? But what they don't realize is when you put it in context at the time that that happened. Tell us about that.
That was in 1973, I think. And with me being the first African-American homecoming queen, it was not easily accepted. As a matter of fact, we voted twice that year. The first vote they thought was not legit, so we had to go a second round of voting, and the outcome was the same. So it wasn't really well received at that time.
Wow. So that takes this wonderful honor, and it kind of just puts a little
cloud
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
So you remember that?
Oh yeah,
big time. So when they said we want to do a second vote, you knew what was going on, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the black students, because during that time, black students, we had Black Student Union. Black students really had a lot of conversation about things that affected black students at the time. We had sit-ins and were really vocal about the things that we wanted to see happen on campus. So given that kind of cohesiveness, we knew that we would be okay as far as voting again, although it's very unfair, but felt confident that it was going to come out the same way.
Do you remember what that felt like as you were about to take the football field?
I looked at it as being a representative of a whole group of people and not a real personal thing. So when they announced my name, you could tell that there was a certain section of the stadium that just cheered, cheered, cheered. That was where the black students sat. The other part of the stadium was kind of quiet. You know, you heard a few little claps, and you could tell that the crowd was really not that pleased.
Wow. So would you say at this juncture we've come a long way, or are we just sort of?
We've come a long way, but in ways we're going back, unfortunately. It seems that the atmosphere of our country now is just taking a turn to really take steps backwards.
So when you talk about maybe our country going backward, why is this now important to have a space like this for people to come and reflect?
Because it's important to share the history. It's very encouraging to young people, and there's a lot of information here that people are not even aware of, and the richness of our culture here in Bowling Green. So this is a place where we can put it all together. So it's really important that we can illustrate the role that African Americans played in Bowling Green's history.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that story and those memories. What if you could have coffee with anybody, living or dead? Who would it be?
There's so many people, let me think.
You only have one cup.
Okay. I'm gonna say Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And for the reason that I would say him would be because we're living in a troubled time. And I think we could really use some level-headed advice as far as what direction we can take.
Thanks, Alice. I really appreciate you.
Cheers.
Thanks.